We know a lot of y'all listening are either dating, or maybe you've engaged already, or maybe you just got
Newly
married.
yes.
Or maybe you've been together for a while and still wondering if you've picked the right one. Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to the Blissology Podcast. We are so pumped you're here.
That's right.
My name is Will.
And I'm Cece. Hey, so friends, welcome back to the channel. We are so glad you're here with us today. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can always catch our new episodes.
Absolutely. And before we get into today's conversation, let's share our blissful moment. Now, this is where we celebrate something good from the past week, big or small.
Yeah.
You know, because gratitude keeps us grounded and remind us love is built on the little things.
That is correct, baby. Listen. Mine this week was realizing that how good it feels when my husband and I are in sync, you guys. That's my blissful moment, okay? Not just having fun together, because although we had a good time last weekend, the kids were at grandma's house for the whole entire day. We went to the park together. I feel like we were moving in the same directions, that also including our goals, our future, because we also had a great talk on Sunday night, like until midnight, y'all, okay? We had a great talk. That really makes me feel like we in sync. We are moving towards our goals, our futures. And it just reminds me that it takes work.
It does.
And that's partnership. That's to me, that's really true partnership.
Absolutely. She made me a plan. That's a good thing.
I did.
And for me, it was something simple.
Yes.
You know, we're making everyday decisions. And I noticed how much easier it feels when we are aligned, we're on the same page.
Yes.
You know, it hit me that love isn't about that rush of excitement.
Yeah.
You know, that we usually feel at the beginning.
Right.
It's about being able to actually build something together. And Cece and I, we've been building things together. You know, when we look at our kids and what we put together so far, it makes me feel proud.
It does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
With that said, that leads us right into the topic for today. Chemistry versus compatibility. We know a lot of y'all listening are either dating, or maybe you've engaged already, or maybe you just got
Newly
married.
Yes.
Or maybe you've been together for a while and still wondering if you've picked the right one.
Listen.
So we're going to unpack both sides today.
Yes.
We're going to give you the real deal from our own marriage, and hopefully it leaves you guys with something to think about for your own relationship.
That's right. All right, baby. So first and foremost, we got to start with chemistry.
Oh, chemistry. You know, the butterfly.
Chemistry is exciting.
Of course.
Chemistry is fun. Okay. Chemistry to me is like the constant, you know, when your boo texts you, you look at the phone, you smiling like from ear to ear.
Yeah.
You know, you're smiling, you just can't wait to see your boo. Okay. And that's chemistry.
Absolutely.
It's fun. It's exciting.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. It's the butterfly.
Chemistry can fool you. You know, you can feel all the spark in the world with someone who's completely wrong for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that vibe doesn't mean that they're trustworthy. It doesn't mean that they're loyal.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can build anything together with this person. All it is that it's a good feeling and you feel like you can hook up with this person.
It's a good feeling in the moment.
Oh, yes.
Yes. It feels good.
Yeah, sometimes that moment may last a few days, but it's usually a short-lived moment.
Especially with the new generations, the Gen Z especially, you guys see chemistry as the non-negotiable, but I feel like you forget that chemistry fades.
It's like the spark to start something, right?
Yeah.
The chemistry gets it together, but it's not all there is.
Yes.
You know, I like to say that it's like fireworks. You know, it looks good, it feels good, but fireworks fizzles out fast.
That's
and if
true.
there's no foundation underneath, it won't last.
It won't last. But chemistry is good.
Chemistry's good. Listen, I have nothing against chemistry. Believe me, if I didn't have chemistry with you at first, maybe I may not have noticed you.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to get people together.
It is.
It's just that they need to be more.
It is a good way because we got to have that chemistry for us to get together, right? We got to have that. Now let's talk about compatibility.
You know, chemistry is the first step. And then as you get together, then you start finding out, are we compatible?
Are we compatible is the question. Are we mature enough to see it?
Yes. And you know, compatibility is like, do we want the same thing.
That's right. The same goals.
Right? You may want 10 kids. I may want no kids. You know, are we aligned on family?
Yes.
And this is where that kid comes in. Family, faith, lifestyle. I'd like to say politics, because this day people has to be aligned in political views. Otherwise, you can't be with that person. That is a good point. Are we able to sit down together and build a plan for our future? Or are we constantly clashing? Arguing.
Yeah.
So all of these falls on under the compatibility umbrella.
Yes.
Are we gelling with each other?
Yes.
You know, hey, listen, compatibility is not flashy, but I tell you, it's the glue that keeps relationship together.
Yes.
But remember, chemistry will get you in the door, but compatibility is what will keep you in the house. If you can't live with each other, you can't handle money together. That's a very hot topic. You can't communicate. That's even more important.
Yes.
No amount of sparks, no amount of chemistry is going to save that relationship. There's no way.
True. That is so true.
Yeah. So you got to have that compatibility. Once you've got in, you got to be compatible with each other.
You have to be.
And here's the thing. Compatibility doesn't always look exciting from the outside. Like, people want the messy drama, the passion, the movie type love. But peace is attractive when you've had enough chaos.
Yes.
When you trust someone, you can breathe around them. And you know they got your back. That's compatibility. And I'll tell you, that's priceless.
It sure is.
Cece and I know she's got me.
And
believe me, she's got me. Even sometimes I don't get myself. She's got me. And I'll tell you, that's the stuff that lasts. The sparks fades. Now, Cece, we have to re-spark ourselves every so often.
I think it's every relationship. You have to re-spark yourself. It's like a car that needs oil and gas all the time to keep going, right? When you think about it, yes.
So we've had to re-spark ourselves. But I'll tell you, that alignment that we've created helps us stay with each other.
Right.
And that keeps getting stronger and stronger as we grow older.
Yes.
So it's important to have that.
And I think this is where society, messes up a lot of what we have, if we think about it, right? If we think about the social world, where it makes everything looks like relationship are all about chemistry, because they don't show you the compatibility part, right? If the vibes aren't perfect, we out. If we're not vibing, then we're not good for each other. And that's the problem, because people are so busy in looking into, do we have chemistry? Do we get along? Do we vibe well? But then
is that initial attraction there?
Right. I mean, we need that attractions first. That matters to me. You gotta look good.
But you gotta remember, people are not going around posting the things that makes them compatible with each other.
Which I feel like they should.
They should. But things like this are not as exciting as the chemistry piece. So people look for things that goes viral.
Because when you think about it, you hear a lot of, we have such a strong chemistry together, but you rarely hear the compatibility, how we have that. We have the same values, the same goals, the same dreams, the same everything.
We're speaking about it like it's something that happened within seconds. No, that's something you build.
Right.
And that's with the right understanding, with the right approach.
Yes.
With the right goals.
Yes.
For instance, when you get with someone and your goal is to be with them, you look for ways to see, and sometimes you may have to modify some of the things you want just so you can be compatible. Now, it has to make sense. Don't give up yourself just so you can be compatible with someone.
I think if anything, babe, people need to start posting their compatibility online.
Some of the things that makes them
like
good
you
with
need
each
to
other.
have a compatibility checklist is what I'm trying to say. Like, can you communicate? Can you handle conflict? Right?
Yeah.
Do you share goals? Do you have visions? Do you have aspirations? Are you someone who's in it for life?
Yeah, and those things are important. And I wish people would share these more often as to, hey, listen, we're good with each other, but what makes us good with each other? Like I tell you, Cece and I, yes, the life that we're building, we have a lot of things that we want that are the same. And that wasn't always the case early on, but as we grow older, we mature with each other, we realize that certain things are important.
Right.
Both when it comes to our faith, when it comes to our family, when it comes to our finances, all of those things together. So, with us, we've grown together, and it's not just about passion, it's about the partnership that we form. And it's important for people not to confuse passion with partnership. And if you're chasing only butterfly, you might overlook someone
oh my goodness
who could actually walk through life with you. So look to build partnership. Yes, the
Right.
butterfly may come with it, but sometimes it may not. But look for someone who can walk through life with you.
Especially if you're dating right now. Yes, it's so easy to think options are unlimited, right? But more option doesn't mean better choices when you think about it, right? Sometimes the person you look the most boring on social media or real life, they could be they could be the one that God wants you to be with. You know what I mean? Like, you could think that, oh my God, this person don't have the looks, they don't have the style that I'm looking for, but then they have all, everything that you
All the
want,
qualities.
all the qualities.
And
that
this
you
goes
want.
back to me saying that sometimes the spark may not be there.
Yes, you're right.
But that
You're
person
right.
may still be
Absolutely.
the most compatible
Absolutely.
person for your life.
Yes, absolutely.
So don't go out chasing that butterfly. Yeah, yes, obviously, yes, it's there. It's a good way to get started.
yes.
But if it's
Yes.
not, at least put yourself in a position to be able to explore the possibilities.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this episode, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone you think who needs to hear this. Cece recently made a guide available free to you. It's about unlocking your full potential. The link is in the description below. Go ahead and download it. It's free. Now let's get back into the episode. So here's a $1 million question. Do you need both?
Yes.
My take is, I think you do.
Yes, you do.
But not in equal measures, right? So chemistry will get you interested, but compatibility keeps you invested.
Okay.
Sparks brings you together. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're in a relationship, sometimes you have to keep re-sparking yourself. But I tell you, once you align with this person, it'll keep you together for life.
That's right.
And this is where both comes in. One gets you started and the other one keeps you in.
yes, you need both. You definitely
Yeah.
need both. You need that chemistry, and then you need that compatibility. You need both in your life.
We've talked about a lot about, chemistry and compatibility, but now we want to share 3 ways to check to see if you are compatible with each other.
Yeah.
Because it's important to be able to detect, are we or are we not?
Are we not?
So how do we determine if we are?
Listen, for me, values is important. Value, do we agree on the things that matter most? Do we agree on faith?
Okay.
Do we agree on family,
Yes.
on money, finances, right? And our lifestyle?
Yes, I think politics is important as well.
yes,
these
especially
days, I
nowadays.
tell you, if
Yes.
if politically speaking, you're not on the same line,
Can you imagine?
I
Yes.
know, but that shouldn't be the case. But it is.
But
the case
it is
these days.
right. It's a big one though. It's a big one.
And I think that's the one thing that if you disagree, it's difficult to come to some kind of agreement. I know you said, do we agree on those things? Sometimes you may not find yourself agreeing on everything from the
Right.
get-go, but I think
Right.
what's important is that you have to be willing to have conversation about the
Yes.
things that are different about you to
Yes.
see, okay, where can we compromise to
Right.
make it work?
Right.
And what compromisation makes sense, right? Because I don't want anyone to lose themselves and lose their own value
Right.
over the relationship. But at the end of the day, if it makes sense to bend a little bit here and there just to make things work, I think it's worth it. So,
Compromise is the
but
word.
yeah, politically speaking, man, people are so rigid on where they are. There's no bending.
Listen, that's something that would not work for me because I'm
Yeah.
not big in that
Yeah.
area. But faith for me is important. Faith and family is very, very important. It's like
Yes.
top tier on my list. And I think the next thing, because you just talk about that, when it comes to what's going on nowadays, conflict.
Being able to resolve
Being
conflict.
able to resolve conflict, being
Very,
able
very
to,
important.
without pointing finger, without tearing each other's apart.
Yes. I mean, sometimes people these days, it seems like if there's a conflict, the first thing we want to do is go out and air that whole thing in public.
Well, go at it on social and post
at it on
about
social.
what happened. You know?
I'm leaving this relationship. I want to go and post out why I'm leaving. No. Sometimes I think people need to be a bit more conservative about what they do. Because believe me, not everyone needs to know what happens to you.
No.
And
no.
some people are laughing at what happens to you. So, but I think sometimes there are problems that can be solved. But when you go out and you just broadcast it, it makes it 10 times harder to solve.
And on top of that, some people are glad it happened to you, not
yes,
to
it was
them.
like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you people's got problems.
we know that. Some people are glad that this is you, that it happens to you. This is why it's so important for you to keep whatever is going on with you and your spouse together.
Yes.
Right? If you want to bring a third party, maybe your parents or
someone
the
who
pastor
can help
or
you handle
priest.
these things in confidence.
Yes, before you bring an outsider, I think, it's something that a lot of the younger generations are doing where they got to pull out the phone and say, you know what, this is what happened. And one thing I truly don't I just don't see it. I don't get it when people are crying in their live, or they recording themselves crying is what I want to say.
Okay,
and
I gotta make sure I'm framed right while I'm crying.
Yes, and it always like I'm always thinking in my mind, I'm like,
who's filming this?
Do you have to upload it? You know, you can keep it on your phone as a memory, as it's something that happened to me.
Who would want to go and watch yourself cry?
I've done it, babe.
I do not want to watch myself cry.
I've done it where either I would record voice recording myself or filming myself, but it stays in my phone. It stays in my library. It doesn't go upload into social media. It's something that I could go back and say, you know what? I remember when I had this.
And then you cry again?
And I was just like, you know what? I'm over it. You know, I feel so much better that I let it out.
Man, good thing I function differently than
But
people.
I don't put that out there in the world to see.
If there's ever been a moment where I cry, I do not want to see that moment again.
But sometimes it could be either a breakup that this was not worth it, and you cry. You know what? I'm free now. I can breathe. I can be myself again. It could be something where you feel like,
I say that at the time it happens. I don't need to record it.
Well, baby, here's the thing. You a dude, and not a lot of dudes, keep record of what happened in their relationships, or you don't keep journal. I know you don't.
No,
I've had
don't.
a lot of journals. Okay. And I would go back and read. No, I don't. I used to. I don't do that anymore. And I think it's so important for you to, write yourself a letter, and then either you burn it or you save it somewhere else. And then maybe down the line, you want to go back and read it.
The letter idea, that's not a bad idea, because it allows you to express yourself, and you don't intend to go and read it again after reading it once.
Trust and believe.
You read it, and then you burn it or you throw it away somewhere where you'll never get to see it again.
Trust and believe. Sometimes you'll see it.
Going back to the conflict thing, I think there are things that happens. If it's a conflict, once you go and you broadcast it out there, it makes it sometimes impossible to resolve. So have a good internal way of handling conflict with your partner.
And I think if I want to add this is our parents in parents' generation, our grandma, they had a way to resolve without going on social media.
They didn't have social media, but I've seen some old people just airing out their dirty laundry on social media these days. Because they're trying to be like
the Gen X or the millennials. I feel like
they didn't have social media back then, but I've seen some older folks doing things that my mom will never do that stuff on social media.
Yeah, we've seen them too.
But I know it's becoming almost the norm, but I think if people are in a relationship where you need to make sure you're compatible, because if you're like a very open and person who wants to do everything on social media, I'm very reserved.
Right. And that happens.
Yes. So conflicts between you and I, that needs to get resolved here. Now, if we're going to get assistance, we're going to seek professional or maybe get family involved to help, but not the world.
Not the world.
Right? So have a good way of solving problems without tearing each other apart.
Right.
And I think the verbiage we use when communicating with each other needs to be very, very, very selective.
Very selective.
Right? There are certain names I should not call you. I don't care what happens, because if I'm planning on staying with you, I should not refer to you in a certain way. And the same thing goes for you towards me. So people has to be because there are things you do.
Very mindful
there are things
of your words.
You do and say, you tear down your partner.
Yes.
And how can you expect this person to feed you some food one day if you're going to say that to them?
Or take care of your children.
Right? So it's important to have a good, constructive way of resolving conflict.
Yes.
And I don't care how tough it may be. If you get to a point where you can't stay with each other, then part ways. But I think any problems, there's a solution for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think which takes me to because we talk about 3 things, right? We mentioned 3, although there's tons of other ones, but I feel like these are the ones that matters. And there are a big deal to me, and I'm sure to you too. The third one I want to say is vision. Okay. Vision is so important.
So you got to be going somewhere.
Do we want the same kind of future?
Yes.
Do you have a plan for us? Am I in your future? Right? Imagine you're dating someone and they don't see you in their future. I'm just dating you, but then, when it comes to us going somewhere, it's just not there.
Yeah.
Am I in your future? Do we have the same vision? Do we have the same goals?
Yeah, which is important, because if you're going to build something together, which in that case, a relationship, a family, you got to have a vision as to where you want that to go.
Yes.
And that vision needs to be mutual.
Yes.
We need to, like, if you want 10 kids and I want no kids, that's not going to work.
Right.
If you're someone who like value your faith and you want to be somewhere in the church doing something, or you want to be involved in community service and I want nothing to do with that.
If you're someone who wants to retire by the time you turn 40 and then you like, okay, I want to be retired at 65, 70, then I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So your vision has to be in line.
Yes.
And sometimes, again, it goes back to sometimes when you sit and talk about these things, you may have to tweak them a little bit because we're two different people coming into a relationship, and you have to, yes, there's certain things I thought was going to be part of me, but when we really sit back and say, okay, how do we build this family?
Yeah.
What do we want to happen? We've had to really rearrange things just to make sure it works.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but those three things are key: value, conflict resolution,
and vision. Yes, because I think you mentioned this earlier. Chemistry is gonna start the fire.
But chemistry has nothing to do with these things that we're talking about now.
Chemistry is gonna start the fire, but compatibility.
Oh yes.
Listen, is what's gonna keep the fire burning.
Absolutely.
If you don't have that, we ain't going nowhere.
You're gonna have a good night or a good few weeks.
We ain't going nowhere.
But nothing else happened.
Nothing else is happening.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And for my single listeners, okay, for my single people out there, okay, because I know we have a lot of single listeners, and we appreciate you for continue taking note, and you know, God has something for you. Okay, just keep on praying, keep on holding. Don't ignore the spark. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't ignore it, and at the same time, don't idolize it too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, it makes sense. I mean, don't think the spark is all and there's nothing else that's all there is. It's like the thing. No,
right.
It is something.
Right. It is something.
You know, in the spark, as we said, it's not the thing. And one thing with spark, once you've learned someone's character, the spark can become very insignificant.
True. That is so true.
So
that is so true.
And I know CC addressed the single folks, but if you're married, the same thing goes. You know, what we say is that don't stop pouring into your chemistry, because that piece is important. And yes, compatibility matters. Yes. But you still gotta flirt. You still gotta laugh. You still gotta have fun together. You still have to keep that spark alive.
Listen.
And as we've said, we've had to re-spark ourselves a number of times over the 15 years. In fact, right now we're in the process of re-sparking ourselves.
Listen.
You know those date nights she's been talking about? That's exactly one of the reasons is that to re-spark the things that we used to do when we were
and I think that's
other.
one thing a lot of the people fail to do, is that once I got the girl, once I marry her, I don't have to do the things that I used to do for her anymore. And that's what's really hurting a lot of the relationship nowadays. And I think it's important, even if you've been married for 20 years, 30 years, you still gotta date your woman.
Yes.
If you don't date her,
you're not sparking yourself.
You're not sparking yourself.
Yes. Important. It's important. And
you're not, because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I remember when we met, yes, I thought, my husband was fine.
Oh, you knew I was.
He was fine. Okay, he was fine. Let me put it this way. He was fine. The chemistry.
And the sparks were flying.
The chemistry was there.
The sparks were flying.
Oh, yes. My man in black. Okay.
Good thing I didn't burn you.
You did. You just don't know where. You did. Let me tell you, this man, when he wears black, he just turned me on all over again. Like, there's something about when he's like, oh, not the t-shirt though. I'm talking about the black suit. And his hair is done. And he looked that fine man that I met back in 2005.
Yeah.
He had that spark. And, let me get myself together. Seriously, he had it, and you still do. You still do. But I think what really locked it for me was realizing that we both wanted the same thing: family, faith, and a future together.
Absolutely.
Once you and your partner wants the same thing, although I wanted 4 kids, 2 girls and 2 boys, but somehow we ended up with 2. I'm blessed. I'm good. I got 2 girls. My brother got 2 boys. So this probably was, what the plan was.
Meant to be.
But when you have a future, when you have the same vision, the same goals, the same aspiration, it really going to work.
Oh, yeah. And I could say the same thing for you as well. yes, the spark got us started.
Listen.
Yeah, she's a good looking girl.
Listen.
You know, but obviously, as we got with each other, got to talk about what's important to us. Yes, we realized those things that she wanted
I still got it.
in line with what I wanted.
Do I still got it?
Oh, absolutely. I'm thinking of some stuff right now that I can't say, but yes. And you know, these things, they're important. You know, those values carried us through.
Yes.
Now, there's been seasons where our chemistry dipped here and there. And as again, I mentioned it again, we've had to re-spark ourselves because when kids comes in life and work and stress,
business and
you know, things happen.
Yes.
But Cece made sure that she's like, we gotta go back to do these things.
Listen.
And I know a date night is one thing that you guys have heard us talk about over and
lot.
over. And that's all in an effort to make sure that we can kind of take things back and still enjoy ourselves and still have that chemistry among us. Because life can get so busy where you get taken away in places that you didn't need you. But I'll tell you, our vision, our values, and our ability to resolve issues among ourselves, those are the compatibility factors that keeps us together.
Yes.
Allows us to find ways to still re-spark ourselves.
Right.
So, but I'll tell you from the get-go, yes, the chemistry got us together.
Yeah.
But the compatibility piece has been keeping us together.
Yes,
absolutely. Listen, there's been cases where I do things that CC ended up like getting pissed. But you know what? We find ways around.
Yeah, he's still doing those things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
You know, truth be told, chemistry still shows up.
Right.
But, you know, it's stronger now for us because our compatibility factors, you know, the foundation that we built our relationship on is strong.
Yes.
And continue to get stronger as we get older. Without that, those sparks, those chemistries would have faded out already.
Yes.
Yeah. And when we say us being compatible with each other kept us together, oh man, there's no lie about that.
Listen, we compatible from the get-go. Here's the thing. We're both Capricorn, which means we're both all about our business, all about our family.
We've got unique problems.
Listen, when I was praying for a man, God says, I'm going to send you someone just like you. And he did just that. But I'm more ambitious than my husband. You know, this is why we need to have like, one is pushing the other one. And he knows where my weaknesses are. Yeah. And you push me. And I know where his is and I push him. And I think this is what works for us because we very much like, we want the same thing. We want the same thing. Okay. But imagine if you have someone who's like, you know what? It's fine. Whatever you do, what you do. And I do what I do. And then we both just do whatever we got to do for you. We just do our own thing. Then it's just going to be an issue. It's going to be a problem.
Listen, we're blessed that we made a good team.
Yes.
A good team, both in the fun and chemistry driven time. Yeah. And also in season where, hey, listen, we got to roll our sleeves up and get in the trenches and fix whatever's going on. And we fix it among ourselves.
Trust me, we were chasing chemistry, okay? You're not the only one. If you're someone that's been chasing chemistry, don't feel like, don't feel bad about yourself. Don't feel bad. Because we all have been there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure if you don't remember what we said from the beginning, go back in the beginning of the podcast and listen to the difference between chemistry and compatibility. It's two different things. But I want you to know you got to take time for yourself. You got to take time to ask yourself, can this person that I'm with really walk through life with me?
Yes.
You could be with someone. They're just good to have around. They're fun. They keep things going. But can this person really walk through life with me? Because love is not just about butterflies.
Which some of us don't even know how that feels.
It feels really fluttery. It feels there's just something about it, okay? But it's more about building because we're building what we have. We had to build it. Like, think about before we got together, right? We had nothing. We just had us. Then we got married. Then we built a home. Then we built the family piece, which is the children come along. And now we're building our finances and businesses and all that. So it's the same thing when it comes to love. So think about the people in your life, okay? And ask yourself this question. Are they just sparks? All right. Or does he or she align with where God is taking you? Absolutely. That's very important. Man, when you pray for someone and then God send your what? Look at him over there. No, seriously, it's not just you want a husband. You got to pray to God for someone that can match what you have. It's very important. Yeah. It's very important. So you got to ask these questions. Am I with this person just for fun? Is it just butterflies? Is it just, us just chilling and having a good time? Or is this person really taking me where God wants to lead me?
Absolutely. And you got to ask those questions.
Yes.
It's important. And if I can leave y'all with this, it's this. Chemistry gets you noticed. Believe me, CeCe, she came across my radar because of the chemistry. But I'll tell you, compatibility keeps you chosen. That spark feels good in the moment.
Yeah. But
alignment is what brings you peace. That brings us security and allows us to grow with each other.
Yes.
So, this is me saying that chemistry is there. It's important. It'll help you get together. But that compatibility piece is what will keep you together.
Yes.
So don't let feelings trick you into thinking that that's love. Look at how someone treats you when life isn't perfect.
That's right.
Let me see now. We've had our moments of imperfections. But you know what? We've managed to still, ride it together. So look how you treated when things are not going the right way.
Right.
Look at whether you can actually build with that person. And knowing what's important to you is key. Where the visions are is also important, because if someone wants to have nothing in the future of that has any significance, but you want something important in the future, then your visions are not aligned.
Yeah.
You said it earlier, love isn't just about butterflies, which I still don't know what that feels like, but I heard it's a fluttery feeling. It's about building a fire that lasts forever until God takes us, right? Don't just chase sparks, but don't ignore the spark either. Because believe me, CeCe and I, we were ignoring spark, we probably wouldn't be here. That's what got us. That's the initial attraction that got us together. From that point on, we started working towards building something. So work at building something that can weather every season.
That's right.
Good, bad, neutral, whatever the season is, build something that's strong enough to be able to last.
Right.
And I got to say, we've been fortunate enough that for 15 years, we've been writing that good, bad, or ugly. We here, right?
Yeah.
So to answer the initial questions, compatibility, chemistry, they have their place.
They do.
But if you're looking to build something that would last a long time, focus on the compatibility piece.
That's right.
Because the chemistry will fade away.
Yes.
So with that said, guys, I'm hoping all of you have got a chance to look at your relationship, either today or in the future, whenever that is. Look to see, where are you in there?
Yeah.
Are you still riding the spark, or are you starting building, or have you been building the things that will make sure that you are compatible with each other and you can build a home together?
That's right.
So guys, we want to thank you for hanging out with us on the Blissology Podcast today. And I just hit my bad arm and it's hurting. Listen, if this conversation hit home, share it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd like to hear how things are happening with you. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back next week with another raw and inspiring conversation. Until next time, guys, keep showing up with love, with respect, and more importantly, with intentions. Until then, take care.
Bye.
Peace.